now. Go ahead.
Okay, great. So in Python 2, all the strings were essentially a series of bytes. And in Python 3, there's actually a separate method of of handling basically an array of bytes. And so in this exercise, we're going to need, Python 3, of course. Let's talk about bytes. So how do we define a byte? So a byte array in Python, and let me pull this up. So if we open up Python 3 here. Here we go. So I'm in a Python 3 interactive shell. You are right on time, Flo. Nice, great, nice name. So in a Python 3 shell here, if we let's create a variable called a, and we'll say it is ABC, right? So this is the string ABC. So if we print a, essentially what we have is we're printing a UTF set of characters with ABC. But let's say we want it to work sort of like it did in Python 2, where every character is a byte, just plain ASCII. So what we can do is we can add a B to the front of our string. And that'll create an array of bytes. So if we were to say print A, we still see that B, but every character here is a byte. So A is a byte, B is a byte, and C is a byte. And if you wanted to turn that back into a string, you would say B equals A dot decode ASCII, print B, and now it's a regular string again. Right. Okay, so let's go back to these challenges. So if we wanted to, let's see. So if we want to convert, let's say A equals A. So if we, so basically we have a array of 1 byte called A. So we can print A, but we can also do int A. Oop, that will not work. All right, so anyway, sorry, this is a little confusing, but yes, so there's a slight difference between a string and an array of bytes in Python 3. And that's what I kind of want to show you. But let's get back into files. So let's start in a text editor. So let's open up a text editor. So we'll use Vim. Exit. Boop, boop. We'll open up Vim and we'll make a text file called hello.txt. And you can use nano. Actually, let me use nano since it's a little easier for newcomers. So we're going to open up nano, hello.txt, and we're going to type hello. So this is a text file containing the word hello, and we're going to read that into a Python script. So we're going to do that. We're going to copy this. We're going to make a program called nanofile.py. We're going to paste in that code, and the end file is going to be hello.txt. And let's go through this program line by line. We open up the file hello.txt, and if you are familiar with C, you'll know exactly what's going on here. We're opening it as read binary. So that's what the RB stands for. We're reading a binary file. We're going to read a single byte at a time, and we're going to read the first byte. And then while we can continue to read bytes, we're going to print those bytes out. All right, so we're going to exit. We're in Python 3, file.py. And there we go. We see HELLO\n. So that means that there's a new line at the end of our text file. Perfect. So now we're going to extend our file reading capabilities. So let's once again open up nanofile2.py and paste in the second example. Here we're going to open a file, this is hello.txt, as reading binary file. And we're also going to open up a file that we're going to write to. So hello copy, if I can spell that correctly, copy.txt. And WB stands for write byte. So we are opening hello.txt to read as a binary file. And we're opening hello copy.txt to write as a binary file. We're going to read the first byte in hello.txt. And while we can continue to read bytes, we're going to print the byte, write the byte into hello copy.txt, and print the byte to the, yes, and then read the next byte. So we're going to save, yep, run it. And then we should see two files after we run this. So Python3 file2.py. Aha. Where is it? Hello. Oh, there's hello copy. So if we read hello copy, it'll contain the contents of hello.txt. All right, let's go back to the page. All right, so here we go. So here's flag VP 110.18. So we're going to download a file, and we can use wget or curl. And we have to count the number of 08 bytes. Okay, so how would we do that? Well, let's open up a Python program here. So Python 3. So we will say b equals let's say test equals, or yeah, we'll say a equals \x 08. So this is hex 8 character, right? Or a byte of value 8 in the string. So what we can do is we can say, now we can have b equals, and we'll say the first one is 7, and the next one will be 8. And the next one will be 9. There we go. So now we have 3 values, right? So if we want to see what a is, we can say print a0, which is the first element in our byte array, right? And then we can say print b0. And now what we can do is we can run some Boolean logic. So we can say a0 equals b0. And we can see if these two are the same value. False. Okay. Well, what about b1? Because that's, so once again, so this value corresponds to b0. This value, 0x08, corresponds to b01. So let's see if these two values are the same. They are. Haha. So now we have the Boolean logic that we can use to solve VP 110.1. So we're going to count, we're going to read in a file, count every single time that there is a \x08 byte in that file. We're going to add some files together. So we're going to add the bytes in one file to the bytes of another file. Very similar to what we did here. So what we can do is we can say a0 plus b0. Let's see what happens. Aha! We added 7 plus 8. We get 15. So Kaya, yes. Let's review how to submit a flag very quickly before we continue to VP 110.3. So to submit a flag, what you do is you go to the main page. Oops. So you're going to go to Violent Python 3. Here's the main Violent Python 3 page. You're going to go to Submit Flags. And you have to select the series. So right now we're doing VP for Violent Python. And let's say you want to submit the flag that I just am working on. So that's 110.2. I would select that. And then I would put in my name. So my name is Caitlin. And then I would put in the flag, like 15, and push submit. All right, so let's get back to VP 110.3. Adding, oh, yes. Add the bytes in one file together to construct a new file named, oh, it's a PNG file. Aha. So in this file, we are adding 2 bytes in a file to get, more bytes. And in this case, we are actually constructing a PNG file. So perfect. You should have all the info you need to now continue to do VP 110.1, 110.2, and 110.3. And if you have any questions at all or are stuck in any way, feel free to reach out to me, Liz, or Irvin, or Sam, as soon as he gets his Twitch setup going.
Okay. Good. All right. I'll start.